his real name. What's going on, everybody? Sound off if you're here. I'm getting it pulled up on my end too, just so I can see exactly when we go live. Oh, already live. Damn. Don't need that at all. Grant is here. What's going on? Les, Kevin. Hello from New Hampshire. Hello from Tennessee. What is going on, everybody? Mark Curtis, thank you for tuning in. Hello, sir, to you as well. Austin, I'm sure chiming in for the lawyers. No, Attorneys for Freedom's office. Jonathan, what's going on? Hello, Andy. Calvin Hawkins, hello from PA. Hello from Tennessee. Dalton, been a while since I've hopped on one of these. Oh, dude. Well, you haven't missed much. Whitey Shark chiming in from Arizona. We got someone up in Memphis, Paul Thompson. Excellent. Good thing you're home, not out there wandering around at this time. Tay Jones, howdy, howdy. Dale Woodman, Z, hello, sir. Carter Muchmore. Oh, now everybody's just chiming in where they're from. What's up? Big Dog Status, up from Cali. Hello, hello. Dude, I've been saying forever, I would go out to California to teach a class in a heartbeat. Who needs it more other than you guys out there? There's a buzz in the audio, as usual. Let me see if I swap mics. Maybe that'll help. Is this better? Is this better? What's good from Gonzalo? Hello. What a hell of a name. Rocco, what's going on, man? Tay Jones cringes from Delaware. That's awesome, man. Scott Wexler, what's going on? John Krantz, hello. Not better. Damn. The buzz is from water damage to some of the equipment. Yeah. You know, listen, if you guys are on the alumni page, then you saw where Heather posted about us trying to get out of the building here. And dude, that pretty much just boils down to we suffered some roof damage years ago, and we reached out to the landlord. We have a very good relationship with our landlord. Anytime that anything's needed to be done to the shop, he's always been like, hey, if you take care of it, just take it off the rent. Like, no big deal. So there's been a few times where we didn't pay rent for a couple months because we made some improvements to the building. The insurance dudes came out and they were like, yeah, it's going to be like 20, 30 grand to fix everything. So we reached out to the landlord and he said, hey, if you do it, take it off the rent. And I'm like, shit, like that's a tough pill to swallow, dropping 20, 30 grand into something you don't own. So anyway, we are trying to get out of the building. So anyway, Buzz Lightyear from Star Command, absolutely. Willie says he's formerly from Western Maryland before I crossed the river to West, by God, Virginia. Hell yeah. Dylan, the sound isn't a problem if you just ignore it. That's how I treat most of my problems. If you ignore it for long enough, it either goes away or has to be fixed. Carter says, go home, Scott, and Scott says he is home. The buzz is just a reminder to damn it, Shelton. I mean, listen, Shelton's not here right now. I bet if Shelton was here at the shop, he could fix it. I bet he could. Dale says he took a red dot class from Chris Grease. Says he met you at the Teach and Learn. I have no doubt that he met me at Teach and Learn. And I bet if I saw his face, I would remember him. But there's not a lot of names I remember. I'm terrible with names. So, yeah, that's just how it goes. But everyone I met there was awesome. The only dude I remember was Tony. And, well, of course, KD and Patrick, I guess. But that's just because I've been talking to Patrick since I left. But anyway, Tony was awesome. Like your motorcycle tire. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I ignored it for long enough that eventually I just had to fix it. If you want to do an old-fashioned barn raising for a new building, I'm down for it. Dude, if something like that comes up, we'll absolutely let you guys know for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to do it by myself, that's for sure. Adam Hall, hello from around the way. Hello, sir. Always blame Shelton. That is safe advice. If you want to do... No, I already read that. Shelton would fix it by stepping on it with one of his Crocs. Yeah. Absolutely. Garrett Matson, dude. It's looking like at the moment, I could be wrong, but it's looking like at the moment you're the only person signed up for the intro to pistol class. We're still going to run it. It's going to be fun, but it's definitely one of those things where I've been talking to Shelton and Heather about it. Like, Garrett is going to be my only student in the intro class, and he's like the last dude who needs the intro class, of course. I get it. You're taking it because you haven't had it before. So anyway, discounted private. That's right, dude. I think I've told this story on here before, but one time I was teaching a pistol class, and it was this a lady and a dude who showed up, and they were together. And so anyway, I asked them like, hey, how did you end up finding us? Like, what made you sign up for this class? And she was like, this was actually an anniversary present for him, was buying our spots in this class. I'm like, damn, you can't get much better than free, like all like discounted private training, you know? Dale says took the class with my Camden plumbing and electric had to rep. Man, it's one of those things where that is such a cool shirt. We should get some more in stock soon. A California class, do you have enough 10-round magazines? Maybe. All of my magazines can hold 10 rounds, so I've got enough. Boom. Looking forward to it. Going to run support hand only. There you go. All right, very cool. Excellent. Hey, Joey, I'm heading into Chuck E. Cheese with the family, but wanted to check in. Hey, thank you for checking in. You should have said something beforehand, because I'm telling you, I don't know, maybe not, but Dave & Buster's is a better Chuck E. Cheese. I get it. Like at Dave & Buster's, you might run into the odd folk who, I don't know, if you don't go there late, if you go in there when it opens, nobody's getting like hammered or anything like that with the drinks there, but like the games tend to work better and you can get some better food. So it was like a tradition with our kids for like 3 years in a row. For every birthday, they all wanted to go to Dave & Buster's, and so that's what we did. And it was really funny to see the difference between the kids, because like Bane and Caleb would run around and play games that you don't get any tickets from, and what Amaya would do is go to the big spin-a-wheel where you have like that tiny little sliver to get 1,000 tickets. Yes, Andy, thank you for mentioning that. Caleb is off work tomorrow. I'm going to text him right now so I don't forget again. But yes, I'll get that sent to you. But Amaya would just play that spin-a-wheel over and over and over to get to get as many tickets as possible. Texting Caleb right now. Need to get a copy of your license tomorrow. Boom. Done. Damn. Where are we going? Scott says, have fun at the Rat Kids Casino. Absolutely. The low light class I just took was a discounted private. I was the only student. Hey, man, it's awesome when it happens like that. Charles Entertainment Cheese. Isn't that's what the E stands for, right? Why you got to use his government name? That's funny. Dalton says, when I get my journeyman electrical license next year, can I get some Camden shirts made with just electric? Just maybe we can hook you up. Sorry, plumbers, kidding. Yeah. Scott says, I like me some Dave and Buster's. Also a great place to practice NPE carry. NPE carry? I don't know what NPE carry is. You'll have to enlighten me. I always played the coin pusher. Yeah, I bet you did. Heather says she's listening and will help remind me. Thank you. Let's see. Carter saying hi to Heather. We need your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends hoodies. Non-permissive environment. Sorry. Dude, as an instructor, I am taught not to use jargon. So, listen, not my fault that you didn't get that same instructor lesson from James. It also helps that I don't know a lot of jargon. So I was just like, easy, done. You can just go ahead and check that box. Anyway, speaking of hoodies, if you guys didn't see it, we have currently the real OODA loop hoodie, the OODA loop hoodie, since I know that Dylan's listening. Anyway, observe, overreact, destroy, apologize. Jay got that from Tim up in Canada, but hey, we threw it on a hoodie. If you guys are interested in that, check it out. Not only that, but we are currently running a sale at the moment, a Halloween sale, using coupon code Halloween Sale 24. We'll get you 20% off all classes here in Camden. And that applies to all of them, like even the contractor classes, which if you guys saw the short I put out the other day, you would know that this February there is a small unit, contact front. The class is formerly known as contractor. Contact front is the this SUT class that's coming up is the last open enrollment contact front class that we're going to do. Everything else will be, from now on, will be by demand only. So if you're interested in taking that class and you haven't, jump on it for sure. And get 20% off by using coupon code Halloween Sale 24. Scott says, damn, dude, that hurts, cut deep. Casey, what's going on, dude? You're dang right. It's OODA. Listen, I get it. We don't call it the FAST drill or the FAST protocol. Right? Anyway, NASA's not NASA. So, anyway. Oh, damn, I need to get one of those OODA hoodies, OODA hoodies. And are y'all still selling the chances on the NRA giveaway? No, Grant, sorry, man. The NRA banquet was this past weekend. We had the dude who won it was actually the auctioneer that was there that night to do the live auction part. So there was definitely some colluding. No, I'm just kidding. There was no. I saw him draw the name. Sorry, that's gonna get out on the internet. Anyway, no. So it's already been won. Joey, are you pressing 2 plates yet, or is your shirt just inspiration? The shirt is inspiration because I'm not doing that. My inspiration comes from the eat everything part. I ignore the I lift too and just pay attention to the eat everything. And it really helps me going. Like, I wouldn't have made it through my second plate of spaghetti tonight for dinner if I wasn't wearing this shirt. So the cut is going to be sweet, though, I promise. Shelton was ready. Dude, he was paying attention. So there's the hoodies there. So anyway, if you want to sign up, if you want to check out the hoodies, check them out right there. And while you're on the website, find a class. Not only do we have the contact front, the small unit tactics contact front, but we also have the red dot pistol class coming up in April. You know, like, did I say red dot pistol? I don't know. I've forgot what I just said. So the red dot pistol class coming up in April. I'm super excited for it. I'm pretty much just taking, no shame. I'm just pulling all of my favorite things from the red dot classes I've taken and mashing them into into a 2-day class here with a couple of extra things that that we haven't done in other classes that I think we should, that might be worthwhile. Austin says, when are the orangutan fighting bar hoodies coming? Dude, I don't know. You come up with a design for it. Come up with a design. Immediately, my mind just pictures like an orangutan like squeezing a tire, like compressing it all the way with some text. I don't know what the text would be. You know, maybe it's like orangutan fight club. Maybe it's, you know, I can take him. I don't know. Maybe, but you come up with it, man. Just call it the loop or Boyd's loop. Yeah, you're right. We could start a thing, but yeah, you're right. Garrett says, how was the IV 88888 shoot? It was a lot of fun. It was a good time. We didn't get as much content there as I was wanting to necessarily. It was one of those things where because it's a range day, it suffered the same thing as SHOT Show. Because it's a range day, or a range event, there's a lot of shooting going on. And they did have some time built in where they had only silencers running and things like that on day 2. But we ended up having to leave early so we could get back up here and handle some stuff here in Camden. So I didn't get to make use of that time. But it was a lot of fun either way. If you ever find yourself having the chance to go to that, it was like a better SHOT Show's range day. Like, SHOT Show, range day, of course, SHOT Show being like, the biggest industry event for guns and stuff. When it comes to that range day, man, I mean, it is packed. You're waiting sometimes 20 minutes in a line to shoot a gun, like 10 rounds through a gun, and try to get, video and everything like that, and an interview and so on and so forth. So anyway, this was a little bit more personal, not a whole lot of waiting. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I would encourage anybody to go, and it was awesome. All right, guys, what do you got for me? Let's talk about communication and why it is so important. Because it's a personal thing here lately, but it was recently had something something happened where I was like, man, like this could have just been handled with a little bit better communication. And it really just made me understand that not only of course in like a team-based thing or anything like that, but life in general, you should practice communicating with people. It is super important. And then, because how is your team supposed to know what is expected of them if you don't say what you need in a way that gets the point across? I don't know. Maybe I've been thinking about it too much, but I taught a rifle class where, there was a bunch of questions about communication and like how they can take it and expand on it and this and that, so on and so forth. And like all of our fighting rifle classes, I just tell the people like, hey, we teach moving move, we teach cover, and if you want, you can say I'm up. But all of this is just a baseline for when we have 30 people in a class. We got to be able to teach all 30 people what to say. But you take that home and you expand upon it and do whatever you want to with it. And you make your own. Like, I don't care if you use cover. If you want to use, color codes or, eagle, like, I don't know, like whatever it is, like the whatever. Like, but if you don't have a plan for communicating with your team, then you're not going to have a good time when communication becomes as important as it is. Oh shit, Mike's in the chat. Where did Mike slip off to? I didn't see Ribeye. Anyway, hey Mike, if you're here. So how did those USCCA classes go? I heard the instructors were bad. Well, I've only gotten bad reviews over one of them, and it was the bald dude. So the other guy was apparently awesome. Communication is the first thing to break down. Plan for failure, but don't fail to plan. That's right. I need some radio training. I've got a couple of Baofangs, and I have no clue how to use them. That's the same thing that I need. You know, I have missed out on every single Radio Made Easy class here in Camden just due to something has always come up, and I have not been able to jump into it. But, again, it's just one of those things where it's like, outside of the tactics stuff, which it is important. Again, if you should have a way of communicating with the people around you in a way where they understand what's going on without having to spend too much time on it, you know. So we talk a little bit about it in our home defense stuff, I think, or I can't remember. There's some class in particular where we mention, or maybe we just ad-lib this in there. It's one of those things that is said by us so often that it's part of the curriculum without being in the curriculum, but it is the whole, like, when your sixth sense goes off, like, your partner should know if you say, hey, I want a taco right now. That means we should probably get up and leave and go find somewhere else to eat or what have you. You know, it's super, super important. And it also just made me understand, just due to, you know, other life events, like, how many times do we have an event in our life with the people that we interact with regularly where like it could have been fixed, and I like Garrett's here, is it needs to send a clear message, but then also ensure they understand the message. So many times it is the understanding that breaks down. So we have responsibilities as the information giver and the information receiver to make sure that everything is understood. And how many hiccups could you avoid if we just took that extra effort into not assuming that we either got our point across or automatically assuming the intent of the other person, you know? So anyway, just, it's important. The more simple it is, the better. As stress goes up, understanding goes down. Yeah, no, for sure. That's why we stick to, you know, cover, move, and I'm up. Absolutely. Yeah, because what we don't want to do is make it too complicated, you know. When I say light blue, it means I'm almost out of ammo. And when I say blue, it means I'm all the way out of ammo, right? Like, that's dumb. Grant says, yeah, I'm wanting to. I actually talked to Evan about hosting a class, but all the guys that were talking about it bailed on me. Isn't that how it goes? Those motherfuckers. All the time. All the time. It's like, yeah, everybody's ready to do training shit until it's time to do training shit. Simple and short, using easy to understand words. Absolutely. So, does anybody in here, particularly our fighting rifle alumni? So again, we do moving move, cover, and then maybe I'm up. Has anybody taken that and expanded on it? Is there anybody in the chat right now, let me know if you are, who has actually put the work into either expanding upon that, or are you just like, nope, this works for me, and anybody that I might be teamed up with, I've had the talk, like, this is what we're going to use, so on and so forth. I'm very, very curious if anybody's got something like that up in here. For me personally, because half of my family has had fighting rifle, we just stick to you know, move, cover, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's a big one for me that I've been thinking about lately. What else do you guys have outside? You know, chime in if you're busy typing. Just ignore what I'm saying because nothing new has popped up yet about the move stuff, the communication. But if you have anything else for me that you kind of want to get into the weeds about, let me know. I don't want to rant about the same stuff I just ranted about on the member stream. Dylan says it works, but I like the reverse of telling my partner to move, and then they tell me they are moving. I also like set instead of I'm up. Okay, so it was you that was talking about that. Yeah, absolutely. So I was thinking about that the other day. So the reason why, it's not the reason why, because either way works. Moving move works either way. And I guess it just comes down to personal preference. We do moving move because when we say moving, I wait for the reply from the other dude that he is ready for me to move. So then I go as soon as he, that way he can up his rate of fire, so on and so forth. But the opposite is true as well. If that dude says move and he keeps fire, just doing that low, not slow, but that more steady rate of fire, then I say moving, and then he ups it. Either way works. I don't have a problem doing it either way. And then set instead of I'm up. Yep, absolutely. Wife and I have an eagle type comm to enter a room in the house in a bad situation. Other than that, haven't run across a need for much. Yeah, no, for sure. Hopefully you never run across a need for a lot of them, but having something like an eagle thing ready for it is absolutely a good one. I just yell it's me every time I come into the house, so Heather doesn't shoot me. Maybe let them know that if they start to see a pop-up on the website to go to a new website, it is legit. Absolutely, guys. This is something that we have been working on forever. Literally feels like forever. But we do have a new website, and it has been like at 99% complete since last September. Like we expected to launch it last September kind of thing. But little tweaks here and there have had to be made across the course of this year. So we are getting closer, ever closer to it being done. So if you see a pop-up that wants to redirect you to the new website, it is legit. So pay attention to that. I like keeping it simple like that. Under stress, people aren't going to remember over complicated terminology, and moving move covers pretty much everything. Yeah, works for pretty much everything. Absolutely. Just all the codes we use at work when dealing with situation. Most of the time, we have gone to plain language. Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello, Red 4 Reviews. What's going on? Oh, it is done. They're slowly moving people over. What? I didn't know. No one tells me anything around here. Guys, the website is done. Sorry, burping. Too much spaghetti. Casey says, moving is more simplistic than can I move? I'm retarded, so I have to keep it simple. All of us do. I don't have enough space to type what I was going to say. I usually use attorneys on retainer. This is Austin. How can I help you? But I thought it was Attorneys for Freedom. No, you're just in the office. Attorneys on Retainer is a branch of Attorneys for Freedom, and you work for Attorneys on Retainer. All right. Listen, I pay attention. It happened while you're on the range filming. Oh, very cool. I've noticed in the alumni forum that Dylan is a talking mofo, and I mean that in a good way. I've learned from you several times. Dylan is a super nerd as well. He's one of those weirdos, and he does a very good job. And I'm not afraid to say it to his face. He does a very good job on his after action reports over everything. So, yeah. Absolutely. Even if he is a bit long-winded, that's okay. I still tolerate him. Yeah, Shelton and I went out and we filmed like 4 videos. Since it's you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you in on the production secret behind the behind the scenes. So I went out to the range and we filmed like 4 videos, and all I did was just change my shirt each time for each video. So like when these videos, and they're going to come out like week after week after week. So not this, this first one that comes out tomorrow, then the following 3 weeks after that. You can all of you guys here in the chat will know, like, he did that all on the same day. It's probably obvious anyway. Hey, no one has ever told me that I talk too much. Never, not once. I believe it. That's because I'm a real friend and I'm willing to tell you the hard truths, you know. Grant says yes, he does. I'm a fan of his AARs. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. What else, guys? Throw something at me, man. It's only 7:30. We got 30 minutes to kill. And I don't have anything to ramble about. I don't. The only thing I'm thinking about right now is how bad I was beating Shelton at Sparking Zero not last week, on Monday. I'm thinking about how excited I am for the new Stormlight Archive book. How I've got 2 friends now to start reading it, and I just hope that they don't abandon me like Shelton did. Shelton got halfway through the second book and then just stopped reading it forever. So, like, that's all that's on my mind right now. If we make the big dot video, I promise to keep it under 90 minutes, maybe 80 tops. Speaking of big dots, I'll tell you what. I I ran big dots today in the class because I went to demo something with someone's iron sighted gun the other day, and I have had a hard time using my iron sights again. Like, I'm so used to target focus with using the circle only reticle that I keep saying I need to practice more with my iron sights. And so today we were going out there to shoot, and I was like, I'm gonna do all of these with big dots, and damn it if I didn't feel it. I was all over the place. There was plenty of times, particularly you'll see in about 3 weeks, when I was doing the shooting on the move stuff. I'm like, I would not have missed that if I had my red dot on here. Will a workday be needed for the shop move? No, it will not. It will not be needed for the shop move because our plan for now, until we can either find another place to rent or get something built out the range, is we're just going to be operating everything from home pretty much. All of the classes that can be taught, like, other than the mindset lecture, or not from home, I should say from the team room. If there's anything that needs to be, like, inside, like if it's storming really bad or something like that, we'll just all meet up at the team room, do the lectures and stuff there. Otherwise, things like the fighting rifle intro and the shotgun intro and stuff, that can all be done on the range. We do it on the road all the time without a building. So that's kind of our thing for now. So I appreciate it. But our plan, our goal is to just either find somewhere for all of the necessities to go and either donate or sell the rest of the stuff. So that's where we're at. Our goal is to be out of here before next year. So a couple months. Speaking about communication, do you think training should be conducted in different languages? For example, an Indian family bought an AK and AR for their home. I helped them, but I'm not a trainer. Yes, I think training, so I'm not 100% on exactly what you mean by your question, but I'm going to answer it the way I took it. We had some German dudes come through fighting rifle together. And when they were doing the team communication stuff, they kept falling back into German in the first drill and then would apologize. Like, oops, sorry, I know we're supposed to say this. And we told them, like, no, like, you do what you got to do. Like, if you guys are a team, if you want to use German, use German. And you can use whatever you want. I don't know what the German equivalent of cover is, and moving and move and stuff, but I want to take your word for it. So yes. And having more, so to expand upon it, to take it outside of that scope, if you mean like in general, should you know more languages as an instructor? Yes, and it's one of the things that I haven't done properly, but it was a tip that James gave me, and that was, hey, when you have somebody who speaks another language in your class, you should keep a notebook with the common phrases that you use. So I did it one time. We had a dude who spoke Spanish in class fluently, and so I had him tell me, like, I can't remember any of them now. It's in my notebook in my closet though. But I was like, hey, what's the Spanish word for heart, brain, gun up, gun down, things like that. Like whatever I'm yelling at the, in the class, like look around or scan, that kind of thing. So you should, that's the thing. If you have the time to do that, it would help you out. Higher X, what's going on? Hello. Austin, have you had any Springfield Echelon come through class? They have had a full page ad on the back of American Rifleman. No, we haven't. Move to Texas. Wouldn't be a bad deal. Dylan says, all right, we're making the video. I'll be there Saturday. I thought you were going to come on Tuesday. You're going to come on Tuesday, man. So someone asked the red dot classes that I've taken. So I've done Don's red dot pistol, his red dot pistol instructor, and then I've done Andrew's pistol instructor. So those are like the official classes I've taken. And then outside of that, it's just been stuff on the range with other people who have been running red dots, who do teach red dots and things like that, and just picking up some stuff from here and there. Don't turn away help when it comes to moving all of the saves. You're absolutely right. I shouldn't be doing that. If we need help moving anything, Heather will be sure to let you guys know. Taught all them folks at Alumni how to use the big dots. I didn't forget to show up to Dylan's lecture, all right? I was working that day. So anyway. Plus, I've been shooting big dots my whole life. Why do I need to go to class for it? Excellent, thanks. No problem, man. Glad I talked a lot. I don't know if I answered your question, but I said some words. Alphonse, hello, sir. Garrett says, just finished up teaching 3 red dot classes. Interested in seeing what's in your fighting red dot class. Dude, I would love for you to come and take it and give me some feedback on it. That's for sure. I would very much like that. Tuesday is just next week. Is just next week, Saturday. Yeah. The day I will be in Camden changed almost hourly this past week. My family could not agree. Well, so Saturday I'm teaching a fighting pistol class, and we'll also have dinner with the students after class. So you tell me when you want to be here. Honestly, what I heard is don't get a red dot on your pistol because you'll forget how analog dots work. Well, listen, it's fine. It's okay. Because red dots are better. I'm saying it. Red dots are better. You should get a red dot. It's not the red dot's fault that I suck. So don't blame the red dot. Been shooting big dots my whole life. My dad was John Big Dot himself. That's my new gamer tag right there. That's for sure. Yes, teaching fast and accurate on Tuesday as well. Heather, I know. Dylan and I had this whole plan that he's decided to just scratch and throw in the trash. But anyway, yeah, it's because, chances are we'll wrap up early on Tuesday, so we'd have time from like 2-ish to 3-ish to whenever, to film the rest of the video and stuff like that. So blame Dylan for being weird. Oh, dang, that's true. Let me convince people that Tuesday is better. Yeah. I'm blaming the red dot because I'm not trying to double the cost of a Glock. All right. Listen, if that's what you got to do to justify to yourself not to get one, I don't blame you a bit. I don't blame you a single bit. Yeah. Again, I've said it 100 times. I think red dots are better. But for most use cases, the iron sights work just as well whenever you talk about the gunfighting stuff, when you get into the stereotypical stuff. But man, I'm just not counting on my luck being that good. I mean, my luck's already bad. I'm getting into a gunfight, right? Obviously, it's not going to be in the conditions that I want it to be in. What's up? Let's see. Did I miss anything? I didn't. I'm super excited for Fast and Accurate, though. I really, really like teaching that class. I hate that I missed out on the last one. Even though I have recently heard that I shoot like old people dance, I do enjoy doing the skill-based stuff. So, you know, I enjoy it. It's fun. It gives me a chance to practice it as well, because I'll probably bring out an extra target or 3 for me and run the drills with everybody who's taking the class. I think we're up to 3 students in that class now. So, hey, if you guys, anybody listening, if you're free on Monday and Tuesday, we're doing our Fast and Accurate pistol. It might be, I don't know if we have another one on the calendar yet. So I have seen people get better with irons after the red dot. Got lots of ammo for Fast and Accurate class. Yeah, man. It's one of those things that so in the intro class, I end up we do a cadence drill, and then we do the cadence drill with multiple people. And I was like, man, in intro class, we're not getting to the range until lunchtime. So from noon to 3 or noon to 4, we can't shoot more than 10 mags. But that cadence drill, because people want to, either A, they want to keep doing it, or they have to keep doing it because they're struggling with maintaining that cadence over multiple targets, we end up burning through some ammo there. And so I need to get on the website and up the ammo count about another 100 rounds, because when it comes to running these like skill-based things, it's so easy to get sucked into like, one more time, like, I swear, if I get one more run at it, I'll get it this time. And I don't want to be the guy who's like, no, you're done. I'm like, all right, let's see what you got. I can teach the hell out of a fast and an inaccurate class. So, speaking of teaching fighting rifle, because it was only 2 people in the class, so we had some free time, and we were originally going to do some fast and accurate rifle stuff, but I ran them out of rifle ammo, so they were like, well, we got plenty of pistol ammo, let's do some of that. And so I said, all right, guys, well, this is from our Fast and Accurate pistol, here's the drill, yada, yada. I give you permission to miss, because if I don't give you permission to miss, you're not going to push yourself, so on and so forth. And no harm, no foul to the guy, because he took my words at face value and shot the hell out of that pistol. Didn't hit much, but shot the hell. I was like, dude, that was really fast. Joey, the cooler Joey, is chiming in. Sorry I'm late. No, man, you're never late. You're right on time. Grant, the only thing that I still wonder about with a dot is shooting in awkward positions and under stress when fundamentals might suffer, but I also think that would just be an issue of training/practice. Yes, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to put yourself into those things, and that's part of what I want to try to achieve on the day 2 of the red dot pistol. So I've talked about it last week, but day 1, I really intend on pushing like as much of the more skill-focused stuff as I can, whatever will fit in the day, but really just get comfortable with the traditional, just running the optic and seeing what it does for you. And then day 2, I really want to try to push it outside of that comfort zone and have people have to do like weird things, like maybe I should make fighting pistol a prereq, but it was if you've never drawn your red dot with your left hand and then had to find the optic, even from like a normal like presentation like that, like you're fucking up because you might not have your red hand, your primary hand. I should say offhand and primary hand. So we're try to do a lot of that stuff more fighting oriented on day 2. I ran out of. But anyway, so to your point, yes, you should be practicing all that stuff. Anything that you would practice with your iron sights, you should practice with your red dot. And I would say that there is probably should be more of an emphasis on the finding the dot from weird angles, because you don't want to, you don't want to find yourself in that position. How old people dance. Glad you cleaned it up. Yeah. Well, Dylan says ran out of ammo and fast and accurate. Yeah, we fucking shot a bunch in that class. When is the slap dat trigger like a hooker class? Dude, you've got to go train with Rob Latham if you want to take that class, because that's his thing. He's like, no, if you can do whatever you want to the trigger if you prep it right and grip the gun right. Dean Conrad, what's going on to you? Hello, sir. Ground Fog, hello. Austin says, I use my offhand finger and check it back and forth on the trigger really fast like you do at the arcade. I like it. I was watching, not to show how much of a nerd I am, but I was watching the history of the Tetris World Records. And they talk about how when Tetris on the SNES, the Super Nintendo, first came out, they were just pressing and holding the button. But that takes like 1/32 of a frame or something like that to actually start moving. That's how fast the piece moves. So then they started doing tapping, which is where they just hold the controller and then manually just tap individually, because they could be like twice as fast. Then they developed a thing called rolling. And then I was like, this is what we need to figure out. It reminded me of just like somebody with a revolver where they roll their fingers off the hammer and shoot a whole bunch really quickly. They lightly put their finger above the button and then roll their fingers on the bottom of the controller to get like 5 inputs in like half a second or something like that. Anyway, so that's that. You made me think of that with your thing, and I was like, how do I get 5 fingers in the trigger guard? If I was shooting a Tavor, it'd be fine. I could just blap. Let's see, where'd I go? I'll be there Tuesday. Awesome, man. Yeah, come hang out. Grant Tilley says, that sounds great. The only red dot pistol specific class, we didn't do much of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's one of those things where a lot of them are just, learning how to run the optic, which is fine, But Andrew, I think Andrew had a very good balance. Andrew did have a very good balance, and so did Don. Don was definitely more focused on the skill stuff. Andrew had a good balance of the skill stuff and the, hey, you might actually have to fight with this thing in your hand. So, who's all going to be at the fight in November? I'll be there. Dylan will be role-playing. Garrett, I've noticed that. That's been one of my favorite things about it so far. So what did Garrett say? Grant, the dot shows you how your fundamentals are. Makes it easy to see what you're doing with your trigger press and grip. Yes, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. For more experienced shooters. Unless you're having like a new dude shoot like one round at a time and then asking him like, hey, what did it look like when the gun went bang? But it takes a little while for people to be able to start calling their shots. They have to train a little bit and shoot a little bit. So once you're at that level where you can think back and call your shots, or as it breaks, like no, like in that moment, like yeah, I jerked that, or oh, yep, I pushed the side a little forward, I buried it a bit. The red dot is a really good diagnostic tool for those situations for sure. Dean Conrad. Dean will be role-playing as well. Excellent. Austin says, get your hand out of the trigger guard. Right, I know, man. Tom says he'll be at the fight. I'll be on the giving end. Your scenario begins now. We've got the Allstar Team of, hell yeah, of role players coming up here for, and I'm pretty sure Ock is going to try to get down here as well. You guys, the 4 of you are just going to be the masterminds of role playing by the end of this. Let's see. Needs to make a 2-finger trigger like a paintball gun. Yep. I don't know. Tactical Response should put a curriculum together for a class after Advanced Fighting Pistol. like a final boss of your pistol classes, like the Plus Ultra fighting pistol. I would be lying if we hadn't kind of talked about it a little bit. We haven't ever put anything on paper, but you know, anytime you start to talk about like hey guys, like what if there was a new curriculum for us to teach, what would you want to do? And we all kind of have our things. Like I enjoy the pistol stuff. Jay, of course, is, you know, he does more rifle, and Tim does more shotgun. So it's like what would a class after advanced fighting pistol look like? I don't know, it's tough. But I like where your mind is at. Are you tracking the court case that Curtis from VSO talked about? I'm not. I haven't seen that at all. Apologies. I've said before that if you have the basics of pistol shooting, a dot will make you better. If you don't, you probably won't like the dot. Absolutely. Joey says, I'm sure this has been answered at some point, but how much adapting does something have to do when going, say, from a big dot to a red dot? Yeah, I'm sure it's been answered before, but for me, what I would say the biggest amount of adapting is shifting from front sight focus to target focus. If you have a lot of experience shooting iron sights, you know, it is very hard sometimes for people to get past that hurdle of not looking at, in this case, the dot or anything, and instead focusing on the target, like looking at the target and then just putting the dot in between that thing you were looking at. That is why we joke about it, but that circle only reticle is legit for helping people with the target focus side of it. And I believe I can't remember the guy that Lewis did the video with, Dufresne, I believe, down in Texas. He actually mentions it in that video as well, that like, hey, I could see this being very useful for people new to red dots, because it facilitates the target focus side of things. So once you get over that hump after coming from iron sights, like the front sight to the target focus, after that it's easy. I mean, that's the only real struggle that people who have shot frequently have. Dylan says people going to get yelled at like a MF if I'm in there. Yep. Tomorrow is supposed to be the second day of court, and I'm thinking I'll go. I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, absolutely. I'll check it out to see what you're talking about. The dark souls of pistol classes. I don't know about that, man. We need to have returning students, right? So fighting pistol plus P plus. I like it. I think we found our winner there. Joey Sankhouse, in my experience, finding the dot on presentation. Oh, yeah. Actually, I've forgot about that part because I don't struggle with it as much anymore. Yeah, the presentation is tough. But with that being said, if you're used to the bringing the gun up to your eye and then pushing it out, the way that we teach it, you tend to find it a little bit easier. The problem is if you've angled your gun up, which a lot of people do. So even if they're bringing the sight up, the gun is angled up, so you see your proud front sight, and then you sink it in. The piece of advice that helped me is I never had a problem with my elevation a lot of the time. Mine would always be to the left. So my circle would always be to the left of my window, and it was just adjusting how I gripped the gun in the holster when I brought it out. So there's the presentation can be a bit tough as well. Yeah, Dufresne. John Dufresne. Excellent. What I have found is that big dots lend themselves to a slightly higher angle of presentation, so you need to nail that straight push-out presentation to see the dot. Yep. Angled up. Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Joey. Makes sense. Fighting press checks. Come on, man. That's what fast and accurate is. That's my secret. That's the dirty secret of the class, is that we actually don't shoot that much. We just get really good at our press checks. But we also do them in the dark. So, I'll blindfold you. You'll have to pull it back and feel for the brass. And in our advanced fast and accurate, we teach people how to tell the difference between shot brass and an actual cartridge in there. So if you're interested in learning that, which I think is a vital skill, then definitely check that out. If my dot isn't in the window, it's off to the right. This happens maybe 10 to 20% of the time in dry practice. Fighting pistols, center axis relock edition. Dude, again, that's the maddest I've ever seen James, is when Lewis brought that up. Don't do it. What's your fastest split time on a press check? Dude, you don't even want to bring it up. You don't even want to know. Who was it the other night that said they had an instructor having them do press checks in a low light class? Oh yeah. That's right. They were. I think it was Austin. Right there. Yeah. That's absolutely true. Fighting. I need a typing class. Yeah, you need a fighting keyboard class. Absolutely. Finding the dot, the more upright you stand, the easier it is to find. Stopping the tactical turtle. Also, the draw stroke is straight up and not out in an arcing pattern. Arcing pattern. Yep, absolutely. All that stuff, like the keeping your head up, that was a big one. You can see it even in the pistol I've got of Tim shooting for, like, I used that as the product photo for the red dot pistol class. But you can see that he still has his shoulders and his chin is down a little bit, because we have this habit of like tucking our chin and shooting like that. But the more upright you can keep your head, just bring that gun all the way up to it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, press checks in a low light class. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad you got some practice in. I'm almost out of water. You lost your Stanley coffee mug? This is a Stanley coffee mug. Does it look familiar? Is this yours? Did you leave it here at Alumni? It's a coffee cup that says Stanley on it. Is that what yours looked like? It's got a picture of a bear with wings and a crown. Damn, that is a crown. That's a cool ass bear, man. Sorry, guys. It's the end of the hour, so I'm just like saying whatever comes to mind. Garrett, the one day red dot pistol I had here locally, the instructor talked about exactly that. Stand like you normally would and bring the pistol to your line of sight. Yeah. You crashed out when you heard that. Minutes after doing a whole monologue about being open-minded, even when shit's fucked up. You're right. I did do that. I was mad. I wasn't mad. I was flabbergasted. Yeah, if you guys missed the members live stream, I was like, hey, why aren't people more open-minded? And like, hey, like, you should understand why people are doing this. And it's not my fault if you're not willing to put in the critical thinking skills to do the thing. And then Dylan was like, hey, I took this class where he had us do press checks in a low light. And I was like, what the fuck? That's dumb as shit. So sometimes I got to practice. Sometimes, I'm not saying I do it all the time, but we should strive for that. I did take a Stanley Cup back to the shop after my class at Alumni. I don't know, but this is the coffee cup I've been using every day. Like, this is a good cup. If it's one of your guys's, you made the right call. This is a good cup. It keeps my coffee hot. It doesn't have a lid, though. If you had a lid with yours, I don't know where the lid is at. Oh, yeah. So there's Casey saying it also had a lid, though. Oh. Tyler texted me about that stream, and I got mad again. Were you mad at me? Because I didn't say any names or anything like that. Yep. I'll never be good enough, and I will always be improving. Just mind my own business. Hey, that's solid. Joey was open-minded to press checks in the dark being dumb. Yep. I was very open-minded to that. Yes, that's what I found works the best. Yeah. All I'll never. Joey, my 5-year-old is getting on to you for saying bad words. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. I shouldn't use those words. You're absolutely right. I should be better. Apologies. Apologies. What words? What is the substitute? Even though I almost said your username, tattooed Mister. You could ask them what would they want me to say instead. Cuss words are just James possessing you. Yeah, listen, I talked about it in the instructor course. James told, like when he taught that class, he would tell people you should not cuss. And he's like, I do because I'm James. I can get away with it. He would say, I am successful in spite of myself. You should not do that. Hitting your thumb with a hammer and hearing press checks in the dark makes swearing. Okay. Listen, there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place. Read 4 reviews. Oh, damn. He's doing my job for me. So, real quick, before I leave, for everybody who has stayed on, let me just remind you. Again, hoodies are linked up there at the top. 20% off using the Halloween Sale 24 discount code. I would love to see you guys in the Red Dot class, especially for the people who have had previous training in it. Even the people who haven't, of course. I'm open to all the feedback on it, but this is, again, one of those classes that very similar to the intro class. It's like I came up with all of it. Jay did help me a bunch with the fighting rifle intro. But fighting pistol intro, half of the fighting rifle intro, and now this Red Dot class are very, very important to me. So I'd love to see you guys there. A bunch of people who train and who know what they're doing. And if you're interested in the class, don't forget, small unit tactics, if you've never had that class before as well. This will be the last time it's open to the public. There's public enrollment. Otherwise, you'll have to call us with a group of people who want to put a deposit down to get another chance at a class like that. Or hope someone else calls us and then we put it on the schedule because someone else made the deposit. So anyway, guys, as always, thank you for watching. We will be back next week. And remember, this is the way.